This is probably the most important video I've made this month, and I hope you'll hear me out. There's something immensely disturbing happening in the news media right now, and we need to discuss. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you are, whether you're conservative, a liberal, an independent, it doesn't matter. It's not what this video is about. We should all agree on one thing, and that's protecting our kids. And if you agree, I hope you're actually going to watch this video, engage with it, smash the like, spread it, because this is a tough video to talk about. Just like the last one I did, which a lot of you guys watched, and thank you, calling out X, Elon Musk, soft white underbelly. We got to do it again because there is something so disturbing happening out in the media right now, and it revolves around that list. Now, to be fair, thankfully, I've heard we might finally get that list. It's finally all coming out. I would say, what took so long? Why did we have this whole debate for months when Trump himself has admitted he could have released this at any point he wanted? Why is he now spinning the story and changing course? Look, I'm glad he seemingly is, but I'll believe it when I see it. But what we really need to talk about is the defense that came out in the weeks prior justifying why the list wasn't released. And I got to specifically call out Miss Megyn Kelly for things that she said that I'm truly shocked by. And in fact, I got to unretire a segment I haven't done in a while.
They said what?
Megyn Kelly said what? I'm still kind of speechless over this. I got a lot of flack online when I called it out in a tweet. Oh my God, you create content, watch the full video, not a clip. She was quoting someone else's view. If you'd watch the whole thing, you'd see. She most definitely, I'm sickened that Signore is now Amber Heard. Dana here was a Johnny Depp fan trying to bring Johnny into this as if Johnny wants anything to do with this controversy or would support you, Dana, in this, or Valerie. Shame on both of you. I'm gonna play the whole clip in its full context. I am gonna have to start and stop, and I may audio drop some of the keywords just because I'm trying to get this to a broader audience, so apologies and bear with me. But let's go through and hear what Megyn Kelly said.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything.
You know someone very close who knows everything, virtually everything. Is that not sounding a little sketchy right out the gate? How can we trust this person? Are they covering things up? What does that even mean? Okay, but let's continue.
And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile.
So clearly this person's shady, trying to cover up for Jeffrey, but let's continue.
This person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. 15 is not legal. Therefore, it's not even barely legal. 15 is illegal. Okay.
And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts.
Okay, she's definitely not trying to make an excuse, guys. Remember, she's giving us facts that, even though she already has given us a not fact, which is the fact that 15 is not barely legal. But okay, let's continue, Megyn.
That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were.
He liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they are. But you know, not the 8-year-olds. The still illegal ones that look younger. That's all he liked.
But would look legal to a passerby.
Oh, but they also looked legal to a passerby. Got it.
And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And
that is what she believed. Now, let's be clear. She did not say this person, this quote was wrong. She did not say, how dare this person? There's no difference. She said none of that. She instead said, that's what I believed. And that's what I was reporting for all these years. So tell me what context I'm missing, defenders.
It wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged on his computer that for the first time I thought, oh no, he was an actual pet. I mean, only a pet off on young children videos.
Let's define the word children again, because children would be minors. They're still, even teens are children. So I'm sorry, what is this difference?
She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but
I do believe my person who says he's not a pedo. Got it.
We have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14.
Oh, until someone who is under 14 comes forward and puts themselves in this media circus, which I'm sure is not going to include any vicious attacks at all, Megyn, right? Super safe for this now older, was 14-year-old to come forward in this media climate. I'm sure they'll be absolutely protected and believed right away, right, Megyn? I don't understand. Until that person comes forward, I don't believe it.
When I first came within his purview, you can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
There is definitely a difference now. She's making it quite clear. This is not a quote from someone else. This is Megyn speaking now.
There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. You know, it's just whatever. It's sick. Every time we start talking about Epstein, it makes your skin crawl. Right? The whole thing is just disgusting.
Totally.
Anyway, well.
Yeah, she was hoping her yes friend would agree, and she didn't, and the silence instead was deafening. But you notice how she also changed the time of 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 14-year-old. She was very broad, and when she kept saying what's okay and what's not and what the difference is, here's the spoiler alert, Megyn. There is no difference. It's all abuse, okay? And they're all children, and shame on you. Truly, truly vile, disgusting comment. So a lot of outrage, as you can imagine. A lot of people were not okay with this quote. A lot of people came forward. Even Megyn Kelly herself has previously said otherwise.
You feel as a victim. You feel a victim. To people who are going to be out there, because you know some are going to judge and say, you were 15, you were 16, you were 17, you were a willing participant. Again, the legal age of consent in California is 18, so there's no consenting for a 14 or even a 17-year-old in these circumstances.
But now there's a difference. Now there's a difference. And mind you, this is also the same person.
That's called, and this is one of the many reasons why drag queen shows in front of children that are grossly inappropriate. And if you're not equally outraged about it, then you are part of the problem.
I love how she's that upset about a show with drag queens, but an actual person who's doing it to 15-year-olds, make that make sense, Megyn. You can't. So how did Megyn respond to all this controversy? Well, she doubled down and said, I didn't do anything wrong.
This effort to turn the Epstein story into the Trump story completely undermines the actual search for truth when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is why many of us resent these Johnny-come-latelys from finally getting interested in the story.
So there you go. You're all Johnny-come-latelys, and it's not the Trump show. Well, who made it the Trump show? Donald Trump made it the Trump show. He literally, every time was asked about it, called it a hoax and not real and not important and boring. These are his words, Megyn. He turned it into the Trump show. And Republicans have been covering for him since.
Obviously an attempt to smear the president by cherry picking.
This is just all for show.
A distraction.
Just ridiculous.
The carnival show.
It's journalistically malpractice.
Why weren't they as concerned about Bill Clinton?
They love to create drama.
This whole Epstein Files thing, a little bit played out.
A little bit played out. A little bit played out. I'm truly disgusted by all this. I want to quote John Oliver.
Please do kill me if I ever start doing pedophile math.
Amen. I also want to have Josh Johnson say,
how the hell was Megyn Kelly ever an attorney?
Good question. I'm a little confused that she thinks this was a good move. And I want to say for all you saying, well, Trump's not involved. I never said he was. He's definitely in a lot of emails. He's definitely been in a lot of photos. But here he wasn't. A new email mentioned that he was inviting, his son-in-law was inviting Epstein to a party in 2013. Not only a party thrown for Trump and Weinstein, ironically, in 2013, after the convictions. Weirdly enough, Blake Lively also invited to this party. Lively and Epstein invited to a party for Trump and Weinstein. Unreal. But, just in case you're curious on that date.
I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years.
This was in 2019. So 15 years ago, definitely before 2013. So what's going on? And again, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what Trump did. I've been someone actually who's defended Trump saying, I don't believe he's done that with kids. I agree. We should look into it, whoever it is, but we should look into it. And anybody who asks him, he literally just called a journalist piggy on Air Force One who asked about the list. Like, I'm sorry. That's gross. That's not okay. And everybody keeps defending this kind of actions. Shame on you. I don't care if it's Biden, Hillary, Kamala, Bush, Trump, whoever's in charge. If they're deflecting and refusing to engage on one of the biggest child aid things in the world ever, and they're covering up for it, I'm going to expose them. This isn't about politics. This is about the kids. And Democrats, Republicans, independents, billionaires, I don't care who they are. They all need to be exposed and investigated. Who disagrees with that? Why are we still arguing about this? I'm legitimately shocked by this. Yes, they should release it. Okay, finally, Donald, great, you're doing it. But you're not getting credit from me. You made this way harder than it ever needed to be, and you made yourself look hella more suspicious. It was the worst thing you could have done. You didn't think people cared. I believe he's covering up for his rich friends. That's my personal belief. But what do you guys think about this? Are you as disturbed by it as well? And are you frustrated with Megyn Kelly and this yes woman for seemingly trying to make, 15's not as bad. That's what we're now doing. We're trying to justify it. Oh, what can we, 15-year-olds, not the same as 5 or 8 or 10 or 14-year-olds. There's a law and a line for a reason, and we got to follow it. And as a parent, I'm sorry, this is inexcusable. This is inexcusable, Megyn. And you need to apologize way better than you've done, because that is sickening. And all you guys who are going to politically just defend her because of politics, shame on you. You are not protecting our kids. If you guys disagree, I don't care. That's my thoughts. If you want to comment civilly, please do. But please engage in this video if you agree. Help get the word out. Leave a comment. Smash the like button. Help the engagement. Spread the word. We got a lot more coming, as well as more Blake and Justin News will be live later today. So I hope to see you guys there.